Hi, my name is Ida May. Welcome to this flow with me. We're going to transition through each and every asana following the rhythm of the breath. Let's get started. Come into a child pose. Let your knees fall open and drop your hips back. Extend your arms forward and find your forehead on the floor. Just take a deep inhale in through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. Let's take a couple more of these. So inhale into the back of the body, into the back of the lungs, and pause on the top. And exhale to sigh it all out through the mouth. One more big inhale into the back of the body, back of the lungs. Breathe it all in and create that little gap on the top. Pause there. And exhale, just soften and let it all out. Every single time we come onto the mat, we can reset with this breath. And from now onwards, just inhale in through the nose and exhale out through the nose. Just take one more deep breath in. And with the exhale, we're going to transition into all fours. Bring your hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Round your spine. Take yourself into the cat. Curling and contracting, push the floor away. Then inhale, opening the chest out, coming into the cow. Rotate the biceps forward, triceps back. Exhale, curl and contract, round your spine. Push the floor away, push the heels of the hands away from the knees. And then inhale, open the chest out, curling and contracting, coming into the cow. Once more, exhale, curl and contract, round your spine. And now drop your hips towards the heels. Find that stretch through the shoulders. Then drop your forearms down to the floor. Look forward and snake forward through extended cow. So we're going to start finding this wave-like motion through the body. So go through the cat, almost to the child pose. Dropping the forearms down to the floor. Snake forward, leading with the heart. Exhaling, curling and contracting. One more big wave like this, moving slowly, almost like you're moving through honey. Snake forward, extended cow. Then tuck the toes under and elevate your knees off the floor. Look down towards the navel, extend your knees and ripple forward, all the way forward into the high plank. Bend your knees, push back. Exhale, extend your legs, look down to the navel and ripple forward like a wave in the ocean, transitioning forward into the high plank. Once more, bend your knees, ripple forward all the way into the high plank. Now bring your heels towards the right, bring your knees to the left, bend your knees and push back. Press the left sole of the foot down to the floor, press the left heel of the hand down to the floor. So you get that twist in the spine and you get that stretch through the left side of the body. Then inhale, come back through high plank, power through the core. Then drop your heels to the left, bend your knees and push the right sole of the foot down to the floor, finding that twist through the spine. Good, inhale, come to high plank. With the exhale, drop your knees down to the floor. Drop your chest and the chin down to the floor. Snake forward into the baby cobra. Maybe lift it up into the upward dog if that feels comfortable. And with the exhale, float your hips up into the downward dog. This might be the first downward dog of the day for you, so pedal the feet out or do whatever feels good in your body. You can move the head, shake the hips, saying yes and no. And once you've had enough of wiggle, start finding a little bit of a stillness into your downward dogs. So spreading the fingers out wide, rooting deep down into the earth. Rotate the biceps forward, triceps back. Make sure that the head is relaxed, neck is relaxed. You're gazing down towards your toes. If you can see your heels, you might need to rotate your heels out slightly. Doesn't matter if the heels touch the floor. What matters is that the back is straight. So micro bend of the knees is totally fine. Good. From here, let's lift the right leg up to the ceiling. Bend your right knee and bring your right heel or right toes towards the left shoulder. If you want to progress, take it deeper. Drop the left elbow down to the floor as well. So get a good opening here through the hips. Nice. Good. Take one more inhale in here. With the exhale, simultaneously lift your left elbow off the floor, lift your left heel off the floor, and float your right knee to the left elbow. Obliques are working hard. Then bring your left sole of the foot down to the floor. Hook your right heel on the top of the left knee and lift your left arm off the floor. So we're coming into this modified fallen star position. You can stay here. If you want to take it further, extend your left knee out, but keep those hips high. If you want a little bit of action through the obliques, extend your right foot forward. Or you can even grab your right foot and bring it around the ear. From here, look down towards the floor. Bend your right knee, place the left hand onto the floor. Shift the body weight into the knife edge of the left foot. Bend your left knee and bring your right knee towards the chest. So in a side plank, variation of your side plank. Maybe you can lift your right hand off the floor. From here, start opening the hips out. Can you bring your hips forward? Can you open the heart out? Maybe you can float and keep your right foot floating to come into the wild thing, or you can drop your right foot down. If you're warm enough, you can even take a wheel if that's there for you. From here, look down towards the left heel of the hand. Left hand. Bring your right knee back in towards your nose. So really activate that core. And super, super slowly, maybe you can assist with your right hand to bring the right ankle next to your left hand. Moving through these poses like a cat, transitioning slowly. Drop the left knee down to the floor. Now sweep the arms up, interlace the fingers. Bring the forearms behind your ears, lift the heart up. Feel free to stay here if this feels good and enough for you. If you want a bit more opening through the heart, spread the fingers out wide, open the chest out, push the heart forward and up. Maybe interlace the fingers behind your back, index fingers pointing towards the back of the left heel. Or maybe you even take a hold of the left ankle at the back, interlacing the fingers, flexing the left foot, and really getting that nice good opening through the shoulders here. Just breathing in wherever you are, let every exhale take you a little bit deeper. It's a really, really nice place to be, especially when we spend a lot of time on our phones, curling forward. Let's open that chest and the heart up. With the exhale, release the foot. If you're holding onto the foot, release your hands down to the floor, frame the front foot, and lift your hips up. Square your hips. Doesn't matter if the left knee is bent, or even if both knees are bent, you can use blocks underneath your hands if it's there for you. Just bring your right hip back, left hip forward, and fold forward. And again, moving through these poses, transitioning. So even in the asana here, make sure that the breath is free, so there's still a little bit of movement here. Doing what feels good and what feels right. Doesn't matter how it looks like. Matters how you feel like. Then from here, bend your right knee coming into the high lunge. Sweep the arms up. We're going to transition directly from here. So rotate the right hand all the way down, lift your left arm up. So you're coming into this twist. Creating that space through the left side of the body. Reaching up and reaching back. Good. Curling the tailbone under. Take one more breath in. So you get a simultaneous little bit of a twist and the stretch. With the exhale, float your left elbow outside of your right thigh. Option to drop the left knee down to the floor, hands into the heart center. Press the right hand into the left so you can start creating that twist in the spine. Extend the back of the left knee out and then look up. Again, trying to create that space underneath the left rib, so you're aligning the left ribs with the right. If you want to take it further, you can take a bind, or you can extend your arms out like wings, reaching up, reaching down, twisting up. Cartwheel your hands around, start bringing your right hand back, left arm forward. And we're going to land in the warrior two. Left heel down, right arm goes forward, left arm goes back. Keeping that right knee nice and bent. Hips are pointing to the side, and shoulders are in the same way. You look over the third middle finger at the front. Bending the right knee. Can you imagine that you're in a gliding surface? You're squeezing your heels towards one another, as if you're in an ice rink or something. So you activate your legs a little bit more. Keep pushing the right knee to the right. Keep opening the left hip out. Creating space with the hips. Creating space in between of the shoulders. Then reach forward. Flip your right palm up and over. Keep that space on the right side of the ribs. And then reach back. Reverse the warrior. Maybe take the bind if that's there for you. Maybe lift that left heel up off the floor.
Do what feels best for you right now. Breathe into it, create space. With the exhale, Trikonasana, bring your right heel back down to the floor. Maybe you need to shorten the stance. Extend your right arm forward as far as it goes to. Once you can't go any further, place your right hand onto the shin wherever it reaches, and left arm up. Make sure that the right side of the body is straight. Again, it's not about how deep you go. What matters is the right side of the body is nice and straight. You can almost imagine that you're doing a half moon towards the left. Again, aligning the ribs with one another. Now bring your left arm back. So we're going to start creating that movement in the shoulder. Follow the fingers. And then imagine that you're moving through water or you're moving through honey. Do it once more, and then this one's going to float you all the way up. Use a little bit of momentum. Take a hold of the right wrist and reach back. Both legs are straight. Use the left hand on the right wrist to pull back. With the exhale, half moon, bend your right knee. Float your right hand underneath the right shoulder. Use the block if you have a block. Stack the hips on the top of one another. You can bend your left knee if it calls you. If it feels good, take a hold of the left ankle. So you might create a little bit more opening through the hips and through the shoulder. Keep resting the right big toe down to the floor. Maybe you can look up. Breathing in here. With the exhale, release the foot, place both hands onto the floor. Now listen carefully. So cross your legs, bend your right knee. So you're almost coming into this little courtesy position. Come to the knife edge of the left foot. Place your left hand on the floor underneath the left shoulder. Lift your right arm up. So you're coming into this twist. You should really feel this on the right glutes right now. So inner thighs are connected. From here, we're transitioning again. It's all about that journey. Push your left hand onto the floor. Push the left knife edge of the left foot onto the floor. Float your right foot over the top of the left to transition into your side plank. Lift the heart up. With the exhale, place your right hand onto the floor. Float your left leg up to the sky into a 3-point downward dog. Then bend your left knee and drop your right forearm onto the floor if it calls you and if it feels good. Creating space through the back of the right hamstring here, opening the left hip. So we're ready to go to the second side. And again, let's take a deep breath in here. With the exhale, simultaneously elevate the right elbow off the floor. Bring your left knee to the right elbow. Move super slow. The slower you go, sometimes the more challenging it is. Then place the right sole of the foot down to the floor. Hook your left ankle on the top of the right knee. Bend your right knee and lift your right arm up. So now this is great because you can push your left heel of the hand forward, so you create space through the left shoulder, and the weight is not just on the shoulder. Even when you extend the leg here, trying to push the shoulder away from the ear, keep your hips high, they're the heaviest part of the body. Option to extend and scissor the legs to work a little bit deeper into your obliques. So maybe even take a hold of the left foot. From here, place your right hand onto the floor. Bring your left knee into the chest. Transition into the knife edge of the right foot. Push the right sole of the foot down to the floor. So the knees are bent. So this is a kind of a funky variation of your side plank. Left knee's at the chest, so I have the balance. Then from here, I'm just going to start pushing the hips forward and up. And I'm going to move slowly again. Let's see how slow we can move today. Maybe the left toes tap the floor, maybe not. Maybe you take that wheel. Do what feels good for you right now. Keep pushing that right heel of the hand forward. Keep lifting the hips high. With the exhale, look down towards the right hand. Float your left knee back into the chest. Activate the core. So you can super, super slowly float your left foot next to your right hand. Can you move so that you're not making a sound when you step your left foot next to the right hand? Then drop your right knee down to the floor. Inhale, lifting the arms up, cross your thumbs. Maybe take the non-dominant cross this time. Forearms behind your ears. Lifting the heart up, create the space through the front of the body. Stay here or progress, opening the arms out, spread the fingers out wide. Maybe interlace the fingers behind your back and reach those index fingers back to open the shoulders. Maybe you get a little click like I just did on my shoulder. Option to stay here, option to grab the foot, interlacing the fingers. And then kicking the foot back. Instead of bringing the heel in, we want to create that opening through the shoulders, through the chest. Maybe one day the right toes touch the floor and you're just simply chilling there. Just do whatever feels good today, and wherever you are today is enough. It is all about that journey. Then release your hands, transitioning, moving through our journey, extending the left leg and stretching the right leg as well. Again, find the place that feels good for you. Maybe you want to flex the left toes, maybe you want to bend the right knee. Do what feels good and right now. Breathe into it. So get into the habit of inhaling to lengthen and exhaling to go deeper. Inhale to always create some space. So with the exhale, you can go further. Take one more inhale in here. And with the exhale, bend your left knee, root down through the left sole of the foot, lift your arms up, coming into a high lunge. Soften through the right knee, keep floating, keep moving. Bring your left hand behind your back, keep reaching up with the right. Coming into an easy twist. Bring your left hand onto your right thigh, reach your right arm up. Okay, so in reverse warrior with a twist. Okay, so you should feel that stretch on the right side of the body and the right hip flexor. Keep looking over the left shoulder, or maybe looking up and reach up. Good. Bring your right elbow outside of the left thigh. Drop the right knee down to the floor if it's needed, or keep it up. Place your left hand on the top of the right and extend the back of the left knee. Trying to create space again through the right side of the body. So align your ribs with one another, and maybe you can look up. An option to bind if it's there for you. Option to open those arms like wings if you want to take it deeper. Take one more breath in. With the exhale, squeeze all the toxics out from the body. Okay, then look down, windmill the arms around to come into warrior two. Bring your right heel down. Look over the left shoulder. Hips are open, shoulders are open, legs are strong, upper body is soft. Finding the balance in the body. Maybe you can bend your left knee more to get that beautiful 90-degree angle there. Keep breathing in, keep expanding in the space. Exhale out. Now reach forward, create space through the left side of the body, flip your left palm up and over, and then reach back to come into a reverse warrior. You can lift the left heel off the floor to work the calf. If that feels good, you can take a bind, or you can just stay where you are. Nice, take an inhale in here with the exhale, transition into Trikonasana. You can shorten the stance if it feels good. Extending the left arm forward as far as you can go to. Keep pulling the left thigh up. Place your left hand onto the shin wherever it reaches, right arm up. Look up. Good, keeping the shoulders and the hips in the same line. Imagine that you're between two walls. Can you touch the ceiling? Can you touch the sky with the right fingers? And let's create that movement in the shoulders. So bring your right arm back. Bring it forward across the body. Circle it around, almost like you're swimming in the thickest water, or you're moving through honey. Okay, this one's going to float you up. Use the momentum. Take a hold of the left wrist and reach back. Both legs are straight. Really creating that beautiful space through the left side of the body. Then bend your knees, half moon. So bend your left knee. Place your left hand underneath the left shoulder and stack the hips on the top of one another. Coming into a half moon, you can stay here. You can use that block underneath the left hand, or you can bend your right knee. I always like to get a little extra stretch from my shoulders. Opening the chest. So if you're holding onto the foot, kick that hips forward and kick the foot back to open the hips out even more. Then from here, release both hands onto the floor. Come to that little curtsy. So scissor the legs, cross your legs. Place the right knife edge of the right foot down to the floor. Right hand goes underneath the right shoulder. Left arm goes up and your left knee is bent and you look up. First time doing this might feel a little bit awkward, but maybe you need to pause and have a look how it looks like so you get the feel of it. And the transition here, magic happens. So you're going to press your right hand onto the floor, feel the knife edge of the right foot on the floor, and start lifting the left heel off the floor. And step your left foot over the right leg to come into your side plank. Lift the hips up. Then place your left hand onto the floor. Place your right foot to meet the left. Come to a downward dog. Soften through the knees. And then ripple forward into that high plank. Just reset. Drop the knees, drop the chest, drop the chin. Snake forward into the baby cobra. Maybe into that upward dog. And then with the exhale, push your hips back into the child pose. Let your knees fall open. Maybe lift the wrists off the floor. Come onto the fingertips. One big breath here. And with the exhale, find your way into a seated position. Good. Tuck the toes under. Take a hold of the heels. Camel. Inhale in, and with the exhale, push your hips forward. Open the chest out, lift the heart up. Let's take 3 breaths here. If this feels too much, hands can be on the hips. You can do any variations. If you want to go deeper, be my guest. 1 more deep breath in here. With the exhale, bring your chin in. Drop your hips back down. Untuck the toes. And take a couple of breaths here seated. If this feels uncomfortable, you can cross your legs and come down to a seated position like that. Turning the palms up to receive. Inhaling in through the nose. And exhaling out through the nose. Again, finding a little bit of stillness into that body, stillness into that mind. Just checking in, is it harder to stay still or to keep constantly moving? We always need those little pauses in life just to check in. Take 1 more inhale in. Exhale, sigh out, blink the eyes open. Drop your hips either side of the body. Swing your feet forward. And shuffle the hips forward. We're going to take nice, slow roll down from here. So curling the tailbone under. And rolling the spine all the way down to the floor. Once you're on the floor, drag the heels towards the hips so that the fingertips are touching the heels. Curl the tailbone under. Lift your hips up to come into the bridge. You can use a block if you have a block. It's going to be really, really beautiful. Supported bridge. I love using the block for that one. You can walk your shoulders underneath yourself and lift those hips high. Okay, take 1 more deep breath in. Exhale, release your hands, soften through the chest. Bring the upper back, middle back, and the lower spine down to the floor. Finding that neutral. Then let your knees fall to the right. Let your knees fall to the left. And then back onto the right. And then back onto the left again. Good. Then let your knees fall all the way to the right. Take your left hand on the top of the knees and look over to the left to come into an easy twist. You can do any other deeper variation on this twist to reset the spine, but sometimes less is more. And slowly, slowly letting the knees fall to the other side as well. You can keep the knees 90-degree angle. Left hand goes over the right and you look over the right shoulder, twisting the body all the way from coccyx to the neck. One of the best things that you can do to your body is to twist the spine all the way from coccyx to the neck. I always say in my classes that maybe if you take one thing away from this class, take this twist. Come back through the center. So every morning you wake up, before you get off the bed, do this little twist on the body. It's going to feel amazing. And from here, hug your knees into the chest to give yourself a good squeeze. Maybe you can tuck the chin in, squeeze it all tight. And with the exhale, release it all out into your final Savasana. Letting the feet fall open, letting the arms fall open. And just letting that practice sink in deeper. This is actually the most important part of the practice. You can stay here for a minute, or 5 or 10, whatever time you have. Just let the practice sink in. Thanks so much for practicing with me. Namaste.